Hey everybody, welcome to The Whole Package by Premier Packaging. I am your host, Billy Watkins, and we have a jam-packed show today with two guests who have been here with us before, so welcome back, gentlemen. You guys are with an extremely important department here for Premier. You may not see them day to day, but you're kind of integral to the operations for Premier. That's the IT department. We have our CIO, Chief Information Officer, Mike King, and we also have Angel Ferrer, make sure I get this right, Director, Enterprise Applications. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Calm down. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourselves, how you got here, how you got into information technology to begin with?
Yeah, so I can kind of start. So, funny enough, I just had my 12th year anniversary here at Premier.
Congratulations.
23rd, thank you. So, whenever I was younger, my parents told me I needed to, get in some kind of career that would work out. So figured technology was the way to go. So originally wanted to do probably what most younger kids want to do. They want to work on video games or fun things like that. Yep. So, but I went down the networking route. So learned networking infrastructure, systems, things like that. But so started here at Premier 12 years ago. I was the third IT personnel we had. Kind of came in and, it's a lot different now. Back then we had about 3 sites. Obviously we're up over, 20 plus,
right?
Multiple manufacturing locations. So got to be a part of a lot of really large growth, a lot of really, fun projects moving to the cloud and a lot of advancements. So,
you start a lot of that early time. I think most of your day was spent replacing batteries and mouse,
or
mice,
the little balls,
the little track calls.
Yeah,
it's gotten a little more technical than that.
A little bit, yeah. We were using the TeamViewer free license to try and do support. So I was either running out to the plant to fix some stuff or trying to remote in and not hit the time limit. So definitely been an evolution since then. So.
For sure, as technology does. Angel, what about yourself?
In my case, a little similar, right? I went to school for computer science. When I started at Premier, I actually started in distribution. And with time, had the opportunity to put into practice some of the knowledge that I have from my career. And then that's how I joined Mike in IT.
Very nice. Yeah, if I dealt with you in the past, you were in the shipping office, right?
That's correct.
So a nice little progression there. So how does the IT team support Premier and our operations on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so it's definitely expanded over the years. So again, talking about when I was first here, it was very just making sure people's computers are working, they could get access, right? Yep. To now we're driving a lot of innovation. So security has been a huge piece too that's popped up over the last decade. So, where we evolved from there to now, it's pretty crazy how much it's advanced. But, day to day, we got our infrastructure and operations team. So they're supporting our servers, our network environment, our data, and all the tickets, the help desk, fixing the issues that pop up. We have a security team, very proud of what they've done. We've built a really good security program here at Premier. So they're handling, day to day, just keeping us safe. And then we have the enterprise applications team that is really driving that innovation and that progression forward for the company, either through automation, integration, or, different kind of applications.
I mean, from the beginning, what are some of the biggest challenges you've seen? What's coming down the pike as well? Yeah,
I'd say, early on, when I first started, there wasn't a lot of budget towards technology, right. Which that's common in manufacturing, right? But, as things progressed and our leadership got more involved, the need for technology started to advance. So, at a certain point, it goes from keeping the lights on, so to speak, to how can we make things better. And then I think once the team started delivering on that, you really started to see that it makes more sense to put, resources into technology.
Right.
And that's where everything's heading now too, right? Manufacturing companies are usually a little bit far behind, but we feel like we've really been at the forefront in our industry for quite a while now. So, and we're heavily supported by the executive leadership team for that.
And I mean, it's definitely something. I mean, sometimes things can be a flip of a coin, whether or not your return on investment's going to pay off, right, on a piece of equipment or something like that. But at least with the kind of being on the forefront of technology, you're this sort of thing, you see the benefits, right?
Yeah, and I can kind of kick it to Angel, but really what we kind of focus on is if there's not hard dollar savings, either through consolidating different systems or things we have, we really focus on cost mitigation or automation, integration, things to make our customers' life easier, or we consider all the employees here at Premier an internal customer.
Right.
So that's really how we kind of try and grade ourselves and focus on that. So, Angel, I don't know if you want to kind of expand on some of the things we've been doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And through the years, we have acquired new applications, right, that drive the day-to-day business transactions. They make the operations more efficient. We got into a CRM, we got into an iPad solution. That has brought some challenges too. We got more applications to support,
Right.
But also, we have new technology and old technology that brings challenges. But we have world-class systems that we've been able to use to unlock some of the features that are not available in those legacy systems. So I think that's an area where we have been thriving lately. Continue growing into this new technology, continue unlocking data, continuing making a better experience for our clients, whether that they're internal or external.
And like you've said, we're kind of a cut above the rest in terms of manufacturing and the corrugated industry with that sort of technology, right?
Oh yeah, we're definitely leading the market in quite a few areas.
You touched on it a little bit before, but just security in general, data security for us, for our clients. What kind of things do we do for that, and the struggles of keeping everything safe? Because I mean, it's just nonstop, right?
Yeah,
We're getting somebody's hacking us right now, right?
Jeff and Sia would be proud of you for answering that. Yeah, I mean, it's constant, right? So, one thing we tried to do, hopefully you see this, we send out that monthly newsletter, right? And it shows everything that IT team's been working on, infrastructure security, our program management team with the projects, the enterprise apps. But, the security team will show, we have a lot of SIM alerts. So that's a standard thing you do within a security program, how we're trying to filter that down and get down to actionable events that we need to go and look into. But just if you look at the numbers, just the amount of different email attacks we're mitigating, it's millions, right? The amount of attempts from different countries, especially in Europe, because it's a lot of times they'll try and VPN or tunnel through different areas and get in, and again, hundreds of thousands of blocked attempts. So without going into too much and giving too much detail on our security program, we have a lot of different tools, and we have a lot of different skill sets with our team. And, we use a thing called Black Kite that kind of grades you against other people in your industry. And right now we're at the top percent in the corrugated industry for a IT security program specifically. So we're very proud of that. It's something that's taken years to build into, and a lot of expertise. And it's not just the IT security team, right? It's the infrastructure team, the application team, because they're moving a lot of data, but also all the employees here, right? We take it very seriously. We do a lot of training, a lot of phishing campaigns, and what we've noticed is maybe we scare people a little too much, because it's like, hey, this email sounds fishy, and it's like, no, that was just just was a bad email, but no, that's actually legitimate. So, and we'd rather
that guy just can't spell real well,
right? We'd rather everybody be cautious and sight on that, but that's what we'd rather have, people being too cautious than not cautious.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that monthly email you all sent out, I always think that's phishing, and I get rid of it immediately. But now I'll read it, and
it's good.
So. Technology field, we're awash right now with AI talk, artificial intelligence. What What the hell's happening? How's that play into our operations? What are we doing?
Yeah, so it reminds me of, do you remember what everybody would say? It's the cloud. And the cloud was like a silver bullet to everything, right? And it took time. It took time for it. I mean, we were one of the pioneers in the cloud with our partners, but our different MSPs and vendor partners. But you have to be cautious, right? So with AI, we've been very specific about, and again, we want to keep our customer data very confidential and secure. So we're very specific about how any kind of AI or any kind of intelligence can touch that data. But we're dabbling in it. We're doing some custom things ourselves, but we're also, trying to make sure that we're not letting it do too much. We've seen other companies let it make very big decisions without being tested, and ended up causing a lot of issues. And we can't have disruption. We don't want disruption,
right.
So it'll be thoroughly tested. But Angel's been working on a few different things that's really going to leverage it with some of our partners. So
absolutely. And some of it we have been using for some time now. We have been using the robotic process automation tools that allow us to automate a lot of the repetitive tasks that we have to perform on a day-to-day basis as well. So that has been a really well taken technology from our users' perspective, right. Too. We're also expanding into intelligent document processing. This is a technology that is just used to read documents smartly.
Right.
And it's an area where we have identified at least 4 different use cases that we want to start implementing next year. And that is kind of like a channel for us to get into the AI world.
Is that kind of like orders coming in and processing it that way, or?
Correct.
Yeah, it's capable of looking at a document and understanding that you may have written PO and the other person purchased and the other person PNO.
Right.
So it's smart enough to understand what that PO is.
Okay.
And put it into our system.
Are you, when you go to bed at night, are you afraid? I mean, it's gonna just ruin mankind? Yeah.
Yeah, that
Skynet.
Right. Not yet. I mean, there's I've watched every videos, and again, it's just like the cloud. There's 1,000 webinars. Every vendor wants to take you to something, and again, it's very powerful. I think the next 2 to 3 years is really where it's going to start to emerge. I think it's going to be really, for us, it's going to be an accelerant. So how can we use that to develop quicker? How can we use that to integrate quicker? How can we use that to troubleshoot quicker? But there still has to be guardrails, right? Ethically. But then also, because if you give it too much with anything, it could end up coming back to bite you. But it's definitely going to be, it's going to shake up, I think, the economy, job market, things like that. It's going to be big 5 years from now, for sure.
And any signs of artificial intelligence replacing podcast hosts?
We're trying a few we haven't told you about, but
it's fun. So how do you guys, and Angel, you can probably speak to this well, but how does the IT department collaborate with other departments in Premier to kind of push the envelope?
The first thing is that we consider every IT project as a business project too. We are focused on making our business more efficient, and our internal project team has been very, very good on keeping us not just on task, but also keeping, whether it is the business team or the IT team, pursuing the same goal. We're on the same page.
Right.
We want to get it done and pursue the best for Premier at the end of the day. So collaboration I think especially this year, has been a really key factor on the amount of projects that we have been able to close out.
Yeah, we have a 2-person IT program team. So essentially our internal project management team for IT, and Brandon and Justin have been killer. They're on top of it. I mean, they got a lot of work and they get it done.
Right.
Really good partners with the business. Another thing that we did, I think maybe 2 years ago now, there's a monthly call with the head of each business unit as well. That's to go, Angel and team have, and it's to go over what are we working on for you currently. So like, what's one of the projects? Here's kind of the updates on top of the other updates we give out. What do you need from us? So is there anything that you have been thinking about that you might want us to start scoping? and then really what we're seeing. So it's kind of the biggest thing is having a relationship with the business,
Right.
which again, it took years to cultivate. But we have a very good relationship with all the other business units, directors, execs, VPs. And I think that's what helps. It's not, it turns into a phone. We're getting more phone calls like, can you help me? Versus like, what's IT doing? Which that was happening, years ago. It's
Where
like,
you at? Right. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
My mouse isn't working.
right.
You mentioned before with AI and hundreds of webinars and whatnot, and I'm sure it's just a deluge of information about the latest thing and the newest and the greatest. How do you all manage that? How do you all keep track of what's coming down the pike, but also being able to filter all of that?
Yeah. Well, the thing about technology that you find out when you're in a management role is that the vendors love to sell.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
So between all the events, webinars, different workshops we get invited to, you'll learn a lot through that. And again, you got to take that with a grain of salt. They're usually peddling their product, which is fine, but they're still having to hit those areas. So like AI, specifically RPA. And then I'd say our team's genuinely curious. We have an inquisitive team that likes technology. It's not just a job for them. They like to get in, tinker, learn, and that really drives that. So they'll come to us with ideas too.
So speak a little bit about what the IT department does and strives to do in terms of helping Premier keep its competitive edge.
Yeah. So, one thing, to be able to do that, we have to have the resources and the leadership and the right people in place. And that's what we've done with Angel and his team. So that big focus on having a dedicated application team that's pushing digital transformation, pushing automation, AI. That's the first piece, right? Some of the things that we're doing, the way we kind of look at it is we have our internal customers, we have the external customers. The more we can benefit our internal customers, either through automation, data visibility, them being able to digest data to make better decisions, is going to help them support our external customers. And then giving our external customers the same. A lot of our customers want better data visibility, notifications, better access to tools that have their products and things like that. So we're constantly kind of evaluating what's external versus internal and how we need to approach it. But a lot of our time the last couple of years has been internal. But I can kind of let Angel take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's been very important for us to keep that customer focused mentality as well. And as we go through that, that's part of what we do is that discovery of new technology. And we've been also focused on the ability of our team to be able to put this into practice. I think that puts us ahead of the others in a bit. And, to the point that some of the technology that we have implemented, which is this world-class technology, we have been mentioned as leaders in the industry, not just in corrugated manufacturing, but in manufacturing in general. So I think that's something that it speaks about what we're doing internally to be in the forefront of technology, putting Premier out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of times that so the nice thing about the products we have, it gives us flexibility. So thinking about Premier as a whole, we ask why, because we want to deliver that, right? So we need that same flexibility that we give our customers internally. And with a lot of our partners, they give us that with these tools. And we've had some of them, and some of these are top 10 companies, software companies in the world that come to us and they're like, that's how you all use it? That's amazing. I mean, to the point where Angel's been featured in some things, but just because we're doing a lot of out of the box, use cases, and it just shows that if you have the right tool and the right person with that creativity, you can get a lot done.
And technology itself is pretty useless unless you've got the right people, putting it to use, right?
100%.
So, are there any big long-term things happening that you guys have in the works that you can? The everlasting gobstopper that is that you can speak of, or do we have to wait until you roll them out?
There's a few. A few. Our project list is ever growing by the day.
Yeah.
But we have, I'd say right now we're doing some R&D again around AI. So we're looking at that about how we can maybe be a little bit quicker to speed to market with our customers, quicker turnarounds on estimates and pricing and things like that, while also, giving some relief to the internal teams. Some of the other things, unfortunately we can't talk about, but yeah, I mean, we have quite a backlog. I don't know if it's where it's at, but our backlog is big, and the way we kind of look at projects too, we look at the total impact, right? So it's soft savings, whether it's hours of automation. That's how we grade it. We just say how many hours can this save if we automate it, whether it's a hard dollar savings or whether it's a customer experience,
Right.
And then from there we work with that with ownership and executive leadership to understand where we need those priorities to be. So it's what me and him joke about. We got projects for the next 20, 30 years. So.
You're good. You're set. Stop calling. No. Why aren't we flying cars yet? Is that, what the heck?
I don't know. Yeah, that's Elon about that.
Thank you both for taking the time today to talk to us. It's been a pleasure. I don't see you all enough, but that's because you make everything seamless.
There you go.
And all I got to do is email support and say I can't.
Hopefully they're on it quick.
It's amazing, actually. I will, as a user of it, I will say it's a seamless process.
They do a good job.
Whoever the heck is on the other side is Johnny on the spot, and
Man behind the curtain.
They always, and I'm sure they're thinking to themselves, "What the heck is wrong with this guy? Why can't he? What? It should be easier than that, but it works, and I love it."
Good.
Thank you.
Appreciate having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Angel Ferrer and Mike King with our Information Technology Department. I am your host, Billy Watkins, for the Whole Package by Premier Packaging. So until next time, bye-bye.
Do you have comments, questions, or ideas about this topic? If so, we'd like to hear from you. Please visit primpack.com/podcast to let us know what you think. Thanks.